boys and girls. I'm here for your math lesson with you today. Before we get started, I just want to go over a few expectations for you. So, number one is that you will find a good workplace. It should be somewhere that's clutter-free and distraction-free. Might be your kitchen table, a desk, even the floor in your room. Wherever you can find that will work for you, that you can stay focused and not be distracted would be good. Expectation number two is that you have your materials ready to go. Since this is math class, your materials that you will need will be your green math workbook. Your hardcover texts is going to be accessible on my computer. So I'm going to explain how to do that in a different video. But for right now, you'll just need your soft cover text and then a pencil and paper, and make sure that your electronic device is fully charged. So if you're working from a laptop or a tablet, make sure it is charged and doesn't go dead in the middle of our lesson. Okay? So if you are ready with your materials, then we can go ahead and begin. So we had left off about a month ago on lesson 49. So if everyone could please find lesson 49, and that's where we'll pick up. Some of these skills may be difficult for you at first since it's been a while and you're out of routine, but just bear with it for a couple days and it should start coming back to you. My daughter Julia wants to wave and say hi.
Hi.
Okay, and if you could be ready on lesson 49, we will go ahead and begin. So if you are on lesson 49, ready to go, we are going to begin with some counting exercises. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to practice counting by 25s. So get 25 going and let's count by 25s to 100. Ready, go. 25, 50, 75, 100. Listen, when you count by 25s, the next number is, what is it?
What?
50. When you count by 25s, the next number is 50. Okay? So if you start with 100 and you count by 25s, what number comes after 100? 125, 150, 175, and then 200. Okay? Let's start at 100 and practice counting by 25s to 200. Ready? Start with 100. 100, 125, 150, 175, 200. Okay. So now you're going to start with 27 and count by 9s to 90. Okay? So if you're counting by 9s and you're starting at 27, I know that's a little bit tricky. If you want, just to review, let's go back and start from the beginning and count by 9s to 90, okay? So it goes 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81, 90. Okay. Now, let's start with 30 and let's count by 5s to 70. So if you're at 30 and you go up 5 more, what will you be at? 35. All right, start with 30 and count by 35, but count by 5s. Ready? 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75. Oh, we went past where we were supposed to. Okay. Next, we're gonna start with 80 and we're gonna count by 10s to 130. So if we're at 80 and we go up 10, what number will we be at? 90. Start with 80 and count by 10s to 130. Ready? 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130. Okay, listen. What's 136 plus 10? Remember, when you plus 10, you're going up one number in the tens place.
140.
So 136 plus 10 equals
146.
Okay, please wait for my signal. All right, listen. 88 plus 10. We need wait time. 88 plus 10 is
98.
98. Good. What about 88 minus 10? Now you're going to go down in the tens place. So instead of 8 tens, now you would have 7 tens, right? What is 88 minus 10 is 78. Good. Listen, what's 78 plus 10? 88. Okay, next, could you go ahead and find part 1 in your workbook? And you'll notice that you have some problems here to work where you have a number that represents the first picture, and then you have some more objects here that you can count on, okay? So we know that there are 28 here, even though you can't count them. And we could see that there's how many extra objects here? 5. So what we do for a problem like this is we would get that first number going. What number are we going to get going? 28. So get 28 going and then count the objects. Ready? Go. 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. So what is the answer for A, everyone? 33. Touch B going across. And what number is the big number here? 16. And how many are you going to add on? 6. So go ahead and get 16 going. Add on 6 more and write your number in the box.
17, 18, 19, 22. Why are there 2 boxes?
Okay. And what is the answer for that one?
2 boxes?
Okay, so my daughter Julia here is following along. She's being a student with us here today, and she had just pointed out to me the fact that there are 2 spaces here. Instead of just 1 space for the answer, there are 2 boxes here. So remember, the first box is where you write the number of objects. So since there were 5 objects here, you would have written 5 in the first box, and it would have been 28 plus 5, and then your answer would have gone over here, right? So 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. So 28, 5, 33. Okay? Then when you come over here, how many objects? 6. You write 6 in the first box. And then 16 and 6 more is, what is it? 22, right? So you wrote 22 in the next box. If you go down to C, you can see the cats. The first cat here represents what number? 39. Then count how many cats you're adding on. Write the number in the box. What number did you write? 4. So 39 plus 4. Work that out. You should have 43 as an answer. And then for D, you could see the big number here is 55. And then count what the small number is and write it in the box. You should have 8 written down as the small number. And so you're adding 55 plus 8. And the answer is 63. 63 is your answer for that one. Okay, going on now to part 2. We're going to do some comparison problems. Okay, you're going to make number families for sentences that tell about more or less. So sentence A, it says, Millie is 5 inches shorter than Paul. And the letters that you're going to represent in the number family is M for Millie and P for Paul. Okay? So who is shorter, Millie or Paul?
Millie.
Millie, right. And who is longer or taller, I should say?
Paul.
Paul, right. So you know the number that tells how much more or less is 5. So that would be like the number that you would circle and add as your first small number in the family. You would put 5 as the first small number. And then since Millie is less or shorter, you would put M as your other small number. And since Paul is taller, you would put P as your big number. Okay? Now you're not going to be able to solve these problems, right? Because we only know one of the numbers. So you're done once you have the 2 letters and the number. Okay? Okay, and so this is what you should have. 5, M, and P. Go ahead and touch problem B, and I will read problem B to you. It says, Jake is 11 inches taller than Bill. Okay, so go ahead and make your number family with your number and your 2 letters. And this is what you should have. 11 is the number. And then since Jake is taller, he's the big number. And since Bill is shorter, he is the small number, right? Okay. And then moving on to part 3 in your workbook, you'll see that you have some subtraction problems here to work. Now, some of these subtraction problems you can't work as they are now. Okay? Some of these you'll have to write the new place value fact on the top before you can subtract. So for problem A, you know we always begin subtracting in the ones column. What is the problem in the ones column here that you need to subtract? 2 minus 3. And can you work 2 minus 3? No, you can't. You cannot take away more than you start with. And so for a problem like this, you need to rewrite the top number as the new place value fact before you begin. So what? So to rewrite the top number, remember, you take away a 10 from the tens column. So instead of 70, you would have 60. And you add the 10 to the ones column. So instead of 2, you would have 12, right? So now you can work the problem because now you have 12 minus 3 and 6 minus 4, right? Go ahead and work the problem. In fact, go ahead, go across and work all of these problems, and then we'll check them, okay? So go ahead and put me on pause for a minute, work out part 3, and then come back and press play. So what problem did you get what answer did you get for A, everyone? You should have gotten the answer 29. B, did you need to rewrite the top number for B? No, you could work that just the way it was. And the answer you got was? What was the answer? 31? Yeah, that's right. It's 31. What about C? Did you have to rewrite that top number? No, you could have worked it just how it was. And the answer is what? 72. And what about D? Did you have to rewrite the top number for D? Yes, you did. You couldn't take 7 away from 0. So you had to rewrite that. And that became 70 and 10, right? So 10 minus 7 and then 7 minus 1. And the answer is 63. E, did you have to rewrite that one? Yes, you had to rewrite that one. So you had 50 and 11, didn't you? And then the answer is 32. Okay, boys and girls, I'll see you next time. Go ahead and work on an independent activity for today from the chart below if you like, and I'll see you next time. Bye.